We're continuing on the Sabbat Arivash number 76 from the Holy BAAL SHEM TOV. It says like that: the teaching of Rabbi Israel BAAL SHEM TOV. That's all. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways. As in Yeshayahu. This means the moment you separate yourself from God, you're not in Vekas, you are worshipping idolatry. Basically, if you're not attached to God, you're attached to other forces. So it becomes idolatry. Everything that we do, eating, drinking, going to the bathroom, sport, relaxing, working, learning, everything has to be done with God in mind. Why am I eating? Why am I thinking of something specific? Why am I working? Why am I married? Why am I a father, mother? Why am I going to the bathroom? Everything has to be, I'm doing this in order to attach myself to God. And one has to find how to attach myself to God in all those different situations. How is eating, drinking, going to the bathroom, working enables me to attach myself to God? If God made my body work this way, if this is what I need to do to be a human being, then there is a message in each one of those things on how this enables me to attach myself to God. Let's remember the first thing that God asked Adam and Chava is to eat from the trees of the garden. And therefore, already eating is, we know, a way to attach oneself to God. So that's, if we don't do that, anything that I do where I don't have God in mind, where I don't see that this is a way to attach myself to God, is detaching from God and therefore like doing idolatry. There is no middle ground. This is the meaning of you turn astray and you serve other gods. Nonetheless, the Talmud states that he who refrains from committing a transgression, it is accounted to him as if he had performed a mitzvah. This is the meaning of your ways and not my ways. So in a way, he's saying that at least, even if you're not proactive about it, the fact that you refrain from doing any averos already is a way to attach yourself to God. So even if you're not proactive about it, you still have that backup way of still being attached to God, not being completely detached, even when you do things that are not completely attached to God. You're not a complete idolater. Okay, that's at least that's the way I understand it. Continues the BAAL SHEM TOV number 77. When you fast, even if it is from one Shabbos until the next, do not harbor ulterior thoughts, even the slightest. Do not say in your heart that you are doing something great by afflicting yourself that much and that the fasting will greatly purify you. Rather, think to yourself, of what esteem are my deeds compared to the service of the angels whose service of God is constant? I am a putrid drop, and my end is unto dust. So, he's saying, for people who fast on a regular basis, we have to be careful not to let our ego go into that and think that this fast, I'm so holy now, I'm purifying myself, and I'm gonna be so close to God and holy. So we can have ulterior motives. So we can have self-satisfaction, and that makes me super holy. Because if you do that, and with ulterior motive, you have lost all the good stored for you from your fast, and your effort was for nothing, says the Magid Devarav Yaakov. And the fast goes to the Sitra Achra. So when we do something holy, as Rabbi Nachman of Breslov say, we have to do it just because I love Hashem, for no other reason. Because I know this might be a tool that might make me closer to God and love God. And for no other reason than that. That's Lishma. So it's challenging. Every mitzvah we do, it's easy to fall into a trap of, wow, I do this mitzvah, I feel good about myself, I'm religious, I'm holy, I'm spiritual, I purify me, I'm good. We have to serve God out of joy. So it's a very fine line. But when the joy comes from the fact that I just came serve Him, and that I love Him, not to be great, not for my ego, not for anything else, not to show off on the people, and not even to feel good about myself. It's about just my love for God, just because I want to be with Him. And when I do this thing, I can be with Him. Now, number 78 and 79 is put together. In the middle of the week, the Yetzer Hara will sometimes overpower you by making it seem to you that your fasting is very difficult for you and saying that you are unable to bear it. Understand that the Yetzer Hara is envious of you, lest you attain a higher level. That is why he instigates so much against you. So when you do a mitzvah, or you fast, you do something holy and spiritual and nice, something beautiful, he's going to try, he's disguise himself as oh, now I can feel good about myself. Disguise himself, he goes straight into your ego. Oh, now I feel good. I'm great. Yeah, I do this, they didn't do that. You compare yourself and you boost your ego. So that's dangerous. You can be tremendously happy that you can serve Hashem, but not for anything that boosts your ego. If you are wise and overpower the Yetzer Hara, you will effect something great on high. Thus, it is said in the Zohar, the glory of the Holy One, blessed He, is increased when that Sitra Achra is subdued for the sake of His service. Like we say, Lishma. The Yetzer Hara greatly desires to prevent you from fasting, but as you overpower him, the Sitra Achra is very much subdued, even more powerful. Now, like he said, this does not imply that you should have in mind the attainment of a higher level, for that would be counterproductive. You want to achieve a high level. Rather, the Yetzer Hara does not want you to acquire the purification for which you felt a need in context of Teshuvah, and which prompted you to undertake the fast. So, right. So this connects to what we said before. The Yetzer Hara is sometimes allowed to cause you great pain. This happens to test you whether you will persist and overpower the Yetzer Hara. So you're all happy about yourself, you did a mitzvah, you're religious and you live your life, and there's a great pain, and all of a sudden you stop doing what you used to do, or you feel bad about yourself. Like my Rebbe said about the Zohar, that one of the greatest tactics of the Yetzer Hara is to make you feel like you're not good enough, or you're not good, or that Hashem doesn't like you. You have this pain, I must have done something wrong, and all those voices trying to get you to feel bad about yourself. And then he gets you even more. You lose your mitzvah, or you lose what you acquired, but because you think, oh, what I've done was for nothing, or something like that. You regret, perhaps. Never regret all the good you have done. If you do so, you will note afterwards that the conclusion of the fast, that you no longer sense the great pain you felt at the time. So he is speaking specifically the pain during the fast. So it makes it hard to see. That's important to know. People say, oh, I want to head for fasting, I'm not feeling well. I mean, yeah, you have to ask a Rav or who knows about health and know what you can handle or not. But sometimes it's difficult, but difficulty comes actually from the Yetzer Hara. So we have to make sure that we don't fall for that. Sometimes we have to persist even through the pain to a certain degree. If you do so, you will not know, and then if you're at the conclusion of the fast, you won't feel anything. You see, wow, I succeeded and I was in pain, I was going to break my fast, and then I tried and it worked. So then you know you have defeated the Yetzirah. Beseech the mercies of the Creator, blessed be He, to strengthen your eyes so that they will not be affected adversely by your fasting. Now I want to know that today, most people don't fast like we used to. I believe it's Rabbi Nachman of Breslov that says that if he knew that how serving God out of joy and strength is much greater than serving God through fast and pain and suffering, he would never have done that to himself, to his body, and therefore should not fast. So when fasting, you have to, if you want to fast, which is still a great thing, we fast on Yom Kippur, we need to really know if it's really worth it or not. Some people fast just to be healthy, so that, you know, that's also good. Fasting sometimes can be good, but we have to make sure it really leads you to not lessen your avodas Hashem and your strength and your joy and your learning if you do it. Number 80. Sometimes you need to gaze in different directions in order to attach your thought to the Creator, blessed be He. This is necessitated by the materiality of the body, which is an obstructing barrier to the soul. Meaning that the materiality of the body can be overcome by diffusing it. Gazing in different directions will break the body's concentration on any of its physical pursuits. So sometimes to meditate or to be connected and not disconnect from God, we need to create a change in the body, a distraction, if you could say so. And that distraction will enable you to stay focused, to stay connected to Hashem, and not lose your connection to Hashem. So sometimes something physical enables you to stay connected spiritually. Okay. We are gonna stop here, and we shall continue soon, Bezat Hashem.